Hello guys, welcome to my channel Test Code Automate. So this is my fifth video for the Playwright with TypeScript series. So in this video, I would be covering async and await in JavaScript or TypeScript and page fixture in Playwright. So let me first tell you that how we are going to use this async, await and page fixture. Then I will tell you that what it is and why we are going to use it. Okay, so let me go on to the Visual Studio. So as here you can see, we have already created one this kickstart.spec.ts file, and where we have imported this test block from the playwright /test module. Okay, and then we are going to use this test module to write our test script, where we are passing the first parameter is the name of the test script, which is test tab to start with, or the basic steps to start with the playwright. And then the second parameter we are passing as the anonymous function. Okay, so this part we have already covered into my third video of this particular series of Playwright with TypeScript. So you can go to my channel, and here as you can see this video is already uploaded, which is basic steps to start with TypeScript of Playwright, and you can watch it if you have not watched it. Okay, so now let me add this async, await and page fixture to their places. So this async keyword would be coming with this anonymous function. Okay, so we are going to mark this function or the anonymous function as async. Okay, and then we are going to use the page fixture here. Okay, so to write the page fixture, you need to open and close this curly braces, and inside it you are going to write the page. So here we are going to use this page fixture. Okay, now let me use this page fixture to kind of open the browser, and there we would be opening the google.com. Okay, so to do that you need to write this page, or you are going to use this page. Okay, then dot, then go to method, and here you need to pass the url. So url we can pass https www.google.com. Okay, so this particular line will go to this google.com. Okay, it will open the browser, and inside it will open this link. Okay, and here before this page we are going to use this await. Okay, so here we use this async with this anonymous function. We have marked it as async, and then we have used this page fixture, and while using this page fixture we have used this await keyword. Okay, now let me execute this script. We have already talked that from the UI how we can execute the script. So we can onto this explorer, we can just click here, or into the testing we can open that script and directly run it, right? Let me I have checked this show browser option, so we would be able to see the execution. Okay, let me just run this step or this test only, basic step to start with the playwright. Okay, so as soon as I click here, it will start the execution this for this particular test only, and we would be able to see the browser. So see, it has opened this google.com. Okay, now let me add one more line where we would be clicking onto some element. Let's click onto this one, Google Apps. So once we click here, you would be able to see this thing, right? This options. Okay, so to click onto that element, let me detect that element. Okay, I'm doing it with the help of this pick locator. I have already talked about these options into my previous video. Okay, okay, so with this page dot and this locator which we just copied. Okay, and here we are going to perform the click operation. Okay, so for now I have not covered this particular part. I would be covering that how we can locate the element, and then we can perform the different option on different actions on that. Okay. Okay, and similarly here we put this await keyword. For this line also we need to put this await. Okay. Okay, so let me run it again. Close all the browsers, and again I'm running it. So here you would be able to see that this fifth line would be opening the google.com, and then it would be clicking onto this menu. So see, it clicked onto that menu or script, and then the execution got completed, right? So now let's start. Let me tell you that what it is, what this async and await keyword first, and then we will be covering the page fixture. Okay, so this async and await, which we put here, are the TypeScript or the JavaScript concepts. Okay, so when I'm saying this TypeScript or JavaScript, so mainly this TypeScript is kind of superset of JavaScript. Okay, which means this TypeScript understand all the JavaScript syntax and capabilities. Okay, and we can use the JavaScript code with this .js extension as the TypeScript by just changing the extension to .ts from .js extension to .ts extension, and our JavaScript code will work as the TypeScript code. Okay, so in the JavaScript or TypeScript, the whole code which we write, right? Here we have written the whole code, right? So by default, what it is going to do, it is going to execute all the code or all the lines together, okay, at the same time. So it is not going to wait for that first line to get finished, and then it will move to the second line. What it will do, if this await keyword would not be there, it will not wait for first line to get completed and then moving on to the next line. It will directly execute all these three lines, or whatever n number of lines which we write together. Okay, so at many places when you would be writing the code, you would be able to see that our methods are kind of returning the promise. Okay, so to see that, what you need to do, you just need to mouse over onto the methods. Okay, so this is the page dot go to, this go to method, which is kind of returning the promise. Okay, so if you are not aware of the syntax, how to write the method or how to read this particular part, so this is the go to method name, where we are passing this url as the parameter, right? These are the optional parameter. So here it, till here it is passing the parameters, and then after this colon you would be able to see what this method is going to return. So it is going to return the promise. Okay, similarly for this particular line also, you would be able to see this click method is kind of returning this promise. Okay, so let me first tell you that what is promise. So with the help of example we can understand it. So let's say you went to some hotel, okay, and you asked for the pasta from the waiter. Okay, and what waiter did, waiter gave you the promise that I will give you the pasta. Okay, so it will not happen that you just ordered the pasta, and as soon as you ordered, you will start eating it, right? At the back end some process is going to happen, that as that waiter has promised you that he will come with the pasta for you. So he will go to the chef, okay, and there that particular chef would be creating your pasta, and then it will be giving you, then that particular waiter will come back to you and will fulfill or complete his promise by giving that pasta to you, right? So here in the process what we did, waiter promised it to us and he went, right? Until that moment, we waited, okay, to that pasta to get cooked, and then it got served, and then we started eating, right? So similarly, the same thing we are doing here. So these lines or these methods are written in promise. So what we are doing with the help of this await keyword, so we are telling our code to wait until this promise is completed, okay? So this goto is going to open the browser, okay, and inside it it is going to open that URL, okay? So we are just waiting for this process to get completed, and then we are telling our code to move on to the next line, okay? So here also we put the await because this click method is going to return the promise. So similarly, if let's say there are 10 number of lines, so we are wherever we are putting this await keyword to complete that particular promise, we are waiting. So once that promise is completed, our code would be moving to the next line. Okay. So let me now open the document. So here, as you can read, await operator is used to wait for the promise. Okay. It allows us to wait until the promise has been completed before moving on to the next line. Okay. So that's what we understood, right? Once we put this await keyword, it will wait until that promise has been completed, and then it will go to the next line. Okay. And the second part, if you will read, so this JavaScript required to use await keyword inside a function marked with an async keyword. Okay. So the same thing we did here, right? We are using this await, but as JavaScript require us to put these await only and only if that particular method where we are writing this await should be async. Okay, so we marked this anonymous function as async, and inside it we use this await keyword. Okay, so that's it on to this await and async in JavaScript or TypeScript portion. So now moving on to the page fixture part. So what is page fixture? Okay, so this page argument which we are passing, right here, we have written this curly braces, and inside it we pass this page, right? So this the page argument tells Playwright test to set up the page fixture and provide it to your test function, okay, or the test block. And this Playwright test will set up the page fixture before running the test and tear it down after the test has been finished. Okay, and this test fixtures are isolated between the tests. So for each test, whatever the fixture we write are going to be separate, right? Those are isolated. Okay, so let me tell you that we have written this page fixture, okay, and we are going to use it throughout our script to perform different operation. Here we performed to go to that particular element, go to that browser and open that link, and then to perform the action onto that element, right? Click operation be performed. Similarly, so many operation like uh, typing some value into the text box, that fill operation we are going to perform. We are going to capture the screenshot. So all those operations we are going to perform onto the page fixture. Okay, so this page fixture is provided by the Playwright, right? So let's say if we don't want to use this page fixture, then what? So we'll have to write the code to create this page, right? Let me remove this page fixture from here. So see, if I remove it from here, so you would be able to get the error. Okay, you would be able to see the error here. So now let me tell you that how we can create this page. Okay, so first you will have to create a browser. Okay, so const browser equals to wait chromium.launch. Okay, you can quickly fix it from here. So it will kind of import that chromium. Similarly, we imported the test, so it has also imported the Chromium from the Playwright test. Okay, and then you need to, from this particular browser which we have created, you need to create the context. Okay, await browser dot new context. Okay, and this context, from this context we are going to create this page which we are going to use to perform the further operations, right? So const page equals to await context dot new page. Okay, so these are the lines which we will have to write to just use this page. If I will execute this code here again, okay, let me run this test only. So the same thing is going to happen, right? It will open a new browser. Okay, see the new browser opened, and inside it, it clicked onto that link, right? So the same thing happened. It opened the browser, okay, and it clicked onto this Google Apps. So while, I mean, rather than writing these three lines, Playwright is directly providing us some default fixtures, right, which we can use. Okay, so let me again comment it out and use that page fixture, right? Again, I am getting that error. So curly braces page, and that, and use that curly braces page. Okay, so this is the page fixture, right? So apart from the page, there are other fixtures also, as you can see into the document, which is page context, which we created right here into this line context, that also we can directly use into the similar way. So let's say if you want to use that context, okay, so you can write it like this. Okay, and in the similar way we can use this browser. Okay, this here we created this browser, we can directly use it as the picture, and then browser name is also there to get the browser details or the browser name, and this request fixture is also there, which is kind of useful for the API testing. So we would be, at some point we would be using those fixtures, other fixtures also, but for now we are going to use this page fixture, right? And this fixture topic I am going to cover into the separate detailed video, where we would also be learning that how we can create our own fixture and use it. Okay, so that's it for this video. Let me give you the quick recap for this video. Okay, so here what we did inside this test block, we have created one anonymous function where we are just marking this anonymous function as async. Okay, and we are using this page fixture to perform the further operation, and there we are going to use this await keyword for the particular method to resolve that promise, and once the promise is resolved we would be moving on to the next line. So here also we are waiting for this click method to resolve the promise, and then we are moving on to the next line. Okay, and one more thing I will tell you, that let's say we are not going to use this await. So I told you, right, this all this code inside this anonymous function is going to get executed at the same time together. Okay, and we will not be able to see this parsed thing. Let me run it for now. So once we run it, so in that's for sure that this particular test will get failed, right? So see here itself, see here the browser got opened, but at the same time it got closed. So see, we are able to see that error. Okay, so I executed this complete file. So see here, you would be able to see uh, you are able to see the error at this line, but my this line also got executed. See my first test. So that's what, if you will not put this await keyword, it will not wait for the promise to get resolved, and it will move on to the next line. And similarly, it will kind of execute all the lines together. And if the promise itself is not resolved, let's say if the browser itself is not opened and this link is not there, so what is the point of performing the next action there? So that's why we are going to use this await. Okay, wherever the method is returning the promise, we are going to use this await inside the function which is asynchronous, or which is marked as asynchronous. Okay, and then this page fixture we are going to use to perform the different operation, right? So yeah, that's it from my end. If you have any comments, questions, or doubts, you can let me know into the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.